This show is live. Despite our best efforts, anything can happen. Some viewers may be offended. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, welcome inside a historic day at the Nova Center. It is a beautiful, sunny Tuesday in downtown Halifax. Mavs Gillis with Eastlink Community TV, and we are so proud to be bringing you this monumentous announcement with regards to the future of the Halifax Mooseheads. Tell you what, the Mooseheads, it's no secret. Here in 1994, the first team in the Maritimes, bringing the CHL coast to coast, bringing the Q League here in the region. They have been the standard bearer for teams in not just here, but across the country. And a new chapter in Moosehead history begins today. I'm going to throw it to our friend Scott McIntosh at the podium.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today. My name is Scott McIntosh, Manager of Media Relations and Communications with the Halifax Mooseheads, and welcome to everyone watching live from home on Eastlink Community TV. Quick note to the media in attendance, we will hold a scrum session with all questions being held to the area to my left in the scrum area after the announcement today. And the reason we have gathered you all here today is for a historic announcement for the Halifax Mooseheads franchise. After 20 years of ownership, Bobby Smith has come to the decision to sell the Halifax Mooseheads. We are joined here today by new owner Sam Simon and his family from Birmingham, Michigan, and looking forward to hearing from them briefly as well. And I would now turn it over to Bobby Smith to provide further details of today's announcement.
Well, it's really quite amazing that some people are a little bit surprised by this announcement. I was fully expecting this to be old news by now, and it's not. So here we are. So many people in the know. Once you get league approval from all 18 teams, Canadian Hockey League approval, approval from our landlords, approval from everybody else, here we are. But Sam, you're off to a pretty good start. 2-0. Bathurst wouldn't even show up to play your team on Friday night. Now, Halifax is the best place in the world to have a junior hockey team. We know that. We saw it in the World Junior Championships a few weeks ago. And we saw it in the Memorial Cup in 2019. And that was really a Memorial Cup where a lot of people in this room had a hand in the success of that event. And it was an event that was extremely important for the CHL. To tell you the truth, they'd done an extremely poor job on a few events before that, and that one knocked it out of the park. And the Memorial Cup is an extremely important event for me personally. I'm one of those guys, along with Dave Branch, the Commissioner of the Ontario Hockey League. You can't say Mem Cup around me. It's the Memorial Cup. And I played it in 1977. And really that was the year that I came out as a hockey player. As my first year junior, I wasn't a very good player. My second year, it really took off. And we lost in the Memorial Cup final 6-5. And I thought at that time, no matter what happens in my NHL career, darn, you get one shot at that thing, and we didn't win. And what do you know, in 2013, we did win the Memorial Cup. We had a chance to host it in 2019. And beyond that, the Memorial Cup has another special meaning for me. In 1919, it was dedicated to all the men and women who lost their lives in the First World War. And in 2010, they changed that designation to every Canadian who lost his life in any foreign war. And walking distance from here, in 1942, there was a young military guy named Bobby Smith who got on a troop ship, went to Europe, and his grave is in Italy right now. And that was my uncle. And 16 years later, when my father had his younger son, he named him Bobby. And so it's very cool for me that my uncle's story is part of the Memorial Cup story. And I have a Stanley Cup ring, and I have a Memorial Cup ring. And if you challenged me, I could probably find my Stanley Cup ring. I think it's in a safe deposit box. I think it's in our safe. I'm not quite sure. But my Memorial Cup ring sits right on my desk. And it's inscribed with 77, 8, 3, and 1, which was a pretty good record for that team that year. And I still say it's the best junior hockey team ever assembled. And I have 3 things on my desk. The other one is a plaque that Ronald Reagan had on his desk. And it said, "There's no limit to what a man can accomplish or how far he can go if he doesn't mind who gets the credit." And that's kind of the way we've tried to run the Mooseheads organization for the last 20 years. And I look back on the start of the Mooseheads in 1994, before my time, and I find it very similar to the Ottawa 67s in my hometown. They started playing hockey when I was 9 years old. And really, the idea of playing major junior hockey at that point for a kid in Ottawa was just something that was out of reach. And then along came a kid from the east end of town. His name was Dennis Potvin, and he was the best junior hockey player in the world. And all the kids in my generation kind of thought, hey, if this guy from the east end can play, maybe we can play. And it happened. And I see the same thing happen in Halifax. And I looked at the top 10 scorers in the NHL a few years ago, and 3 kids from Halifax were in the top 7. Of course, Sidney Crosby, Nathan McKinnon, and Brad Marshaw. Not 3 kids from Toronto, not 3 kids from Moscow, 3 kids from Halifax. And you got to think, I don't know if that happens if the Mooseheads don't start playing in 1997, but probably not. And rightly or wrongly, for the last 20 years, we've run the team for the players. And we understand our obligation to those kids. When a family sends their 16-year-old son to Halifax, he's going to see our coach more in the next 3 years than he's going to see his dad. And we take that responsibility seriously. We've got a world-class practice facility in a city facility in Dartmouth. The coaches we hire, the summer training we have, even the customized motor coach our players travel around in. They're all designed to help our players reach their potential. And if that potential is a good third-line center, we want you to get there. And fortunately, we've been lucky that some of our guys have turned out to be among the best hockey players in the world. And that's kind of fun, too. And we don't just care about our players as athletes. We instituted a chapel program the first year I had the team, and it's something very, very important to me, and it's spread to over half the league, and it's really been an influence on a lot of young men. And the education of our players. Not every guy is going to play in the NHL, and we have literally spent millions of dollars in the last 20 years supporting our players through tuition and education. And it's kind of funny. I talked to a friend of mine the other day. He owns a team in the Ontario League. And I said, you know, I've enjoyed every season. And we've been in last place. We've been in the middle of the pack. We've been in first place. And it hasn't mattered. Every season has been enjoyable to watch these young players improve, form lifelong friendships, and reach their potentials. And in fact, probably the only season I didn't enjoy was the year we won the Memorial Cup. We knew at the start of the season we had a very good team. And winning the Memorial Cup was going to represent a successful season. Anything else was going to be a huge disappointment. And I'm watching the games, and every time Nathan McKinnon or Jonathan Drouin fell down, I held my breath till they got back up. Well, now is the time in my remarks when I would probably thank our fans. But for me, it really seems inadequate to say thank you to our fans. I can't tell you how much I love the people who come out and watch our games. And I can't tell you how much joy it brings me to be part of the team that provides terrific hockey entertainment at prices anybody can afford. And I really knew our fans were special the first year I owned the team. The team was awful. Sam, I'm leaving you a much better hockey team than the one I took over. But I'd be at the games, and fans would be coming up apologizing to me. Bobby, don't worry, it's a rebuilding year. We're going to be much better next year. When we're sticking behind the boys no matter what. And I'm thinking, okay, all right. Normally when you're in last place, the owner's afraid to show his face. I'm walking around the concourse and people are apologizing to me. And I think I appreciate our fans so much because I was a junior hockey fan. I know what it's like when your favorite hockey team doesn't play in the NHL. I know what it's like when your favorite hockey team is comprised of teenage boys who go to high school the day of the game. And I know that NHL hockey is out of reach for a lot of people, even if you have a team in your town. And I remember my first NHL game, and I remember it because I was playing in it. And we don't have a typical fan. They come from all demographics, all ages. We have fans who don't know the difference between icing and offside, and we have other fans who know the statistics and height and weight of everybody on our team. But there is a special category of fan that brings me great joy. And I've asked Tyler and Joanne Long to be here this morning to represent that category of fans. All across Canada, families attend junior hockey games with their special needs children. And families do things together. Families play sports together. I coached my boys' hockey teams. My dad coached my baseball team. But families with special needs children, a lot of times what they do is they be junior hockey fans. And you're at those games, you're wearing our jerseys, you're cheering for our team, and you don't really care that much if we win or lose. But you're my favorite fans. And I also enjoy the fact the Mooseheads have had such a great impact on the Halifax economy. Remember, we were in the finals a few years ago, and we won 14 straight playoff games. Every series was 4 straight. I go into a restaurant after a game, and the waitress says to me, "Bobby, can't you guys lose a game? If we had Game 5 Friday night, I'd make a killing. I'm leaving a lot of money on the table here." But it's time now to say a few thank yous. Mayor Savage has been a friend, a great supporter. Thanks, Mike. Minister Corkum-Greek and Minister Dunn are here this morning. We've always had great support from the province. I know Premier Houston is a huge hockey fan. He had a huge hand in bringing the World Junior Championship to here this year. And of course, Events East. Carrie Cousins, our most important partner. And our 2 organizations work together, whether it's the World Juniors, whether it's the Memorial Cup, or whether it's rescheduling a playoff game, we get the job done. And the Moosehead staff. 20 years ago, I hired a couple of young guys, Brian Urquhart and Travis Kennedy. And I don't know if they thought they'd be here 20 years later, but they've turned into sports executive professionals, and we couldn't have done it. They're not afraid to work hard. They're not afraid to tell me when I was wrong, although they're smart enough to do that very tactfully. That's why they're still here after 20 years. The rest of our business staff, they're true professionals. It's hard for people to understand what goes on the day of a game before we drop the puck at 7 o'clock, but it doesn't happen by accident. And Cam Russell, who's in charge of our hockey side, works extremely hard. And when you look at our results and you look at the number of players we've sent to professional hockey, you can see the work he's done. Speaking with Morris Chason the other day, and our lawyer through this process, and I said, well, Cam's not going to be available to sign that. He's in Europe, and he said, is he scouting? I said, I hope so. If he calls me from Paris, he's in trouble. And Sylvain Fabreau and his coaching staff, we hire these guys because they understand that they have an obligation to our players as athletes and as students and as young men. And I think it says a very lot about the Halifax Mooseheads that our best ambassadors are our former players and their families. And I'd obviously like to thank every young man who's worn the Halifax Mooseheads jersey over the last 20 years. We gave you our best, and you guys gave us more than that in return. And finally, I'd like to thank my wife, Elizabeth, of 40 years. Half our married life, I've been traveling back and forth to watch the Halifax Mooseheads. Some nights, some years, 80 or 90 nights in a hotel in Canada, seeing the Mooseheads business. And I've relied on her wisdom and support for all this time. And now, it's an extreme pleasure for me to have sold my interest in the Mooseheads to such a fine and accomplished gentleman as Sam Simon. And he and Beth and I have gotten to know Sam and his lovely wife Nada and their two boys Peter and Michael over the last few months. And I'm really excited to see the plans he has for this team, the way that he's going to use his business acumen to move this franchise forward. And I have to say, let's face it, after 20 years, any good ideas I've had, we've already put into place. So it's time. And it's going to be an exciting time, and you know, I'm excited to see it. And finally, today brings me back to September 18th, 2003. And Derek Oland and I walked out to center ice and had a ceremonial face-off. And I dropped this puck on the ice that day. And I've kept it on my desk all these years. And it's just reminded me of the obligation that I have and the blessing it's been for me to own the Halifax Mooseheads, and what I owe every day to our players and to our fans and our employees and our city and our league. And so now it's my pleasure to introduce my friend, the new majority owner of the Halifax Mooseheads, Sam Simon.
Here's your comment. You're a good man. You're a good man. Good man. What a beautiful day in Halifax. And Peter and I came in here probably 4 months ago, and it was very cloudy. We had a tough time saying, Peter, are we sure we're in the right place? But everyone, all of you guys, made us so warm, and just the great people you guys are, and we're so happy to be here. Bobby, you have accomplished tremendously in the last 20 years, and you're right, you have a great team. Better off, you have a great staff. You have done a great job on your staff. More importantly, you have a better half, Beth. Really, the first night we came in here, I don't know if you know about Bobby. Bobby's a very intense person. So sitting with him in the hockey box, he was very intense. I said, I have to get out of there. So I went running around finding out, so we have to figure something out there. So Bobby, nice job. My son Peter and I, you know, he's the biggest sport fan, and he loved sport when he was a young age. And so, you know, Peter and I says, Peter, one day we're going to own a sport. So today we have it done. So with God's faith and then, you know, all the help. And then I also have a wonderful wife, Netta Simon, and my boy, Michael Simon. So we have a great parents, a good family. And I just want to tell you, I appreciate all you guys. Warm, give my family a very warm place. And we could not do this if it wasn't a great place like you guys, how they gave us. So few items I want to get done here. Bobby's still going to be with me for a few years. He's going to have to help us a little bit, guide us around, show us around. This is not my team, it's the community team. So I just want to make sure I will be a good steward for everyone here. We're going to make sure we have great experience to our fans. That's going to be our number one. We give all the tools, all the support, everything to our coaches, our staff, and then the community. I am going to be listening. I'm going to be learning. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure to tell you that you will see a huge difference. We're going to get better. So, and then we win championships. So that's going to be something that we're going to work very, very, very hard. And really helping our players on the ice and off the ice. Again, we want to be good family people. Like Bobby said it very well. They don't have no father. You guys are the father. We need to be a good supporters to our family there. And then my wife and I had a great foundation, and we want to give back to the community. So this is not something that's going to be that we're only going to have a Moosehead, but we're going to be coming into the community and helping out with the community. So you will have all of our support, my kids' support, my wife's support. Again, it's importantly to really thank the fans who, Peter and I walk around, and the fans are just all the way in. I see an 85-year-old, I see a 1-year-old, and they're all cheering and happy for the Mooseheads. So we knew, what can we do to do better? When you see that kind of fans, they have it all. And then the coaches have done a great job, and then your year, I can see what you have accomplished so far this year. To our sponsors, I know a lot of sponsors believe in the Mooseheads, so I do appreciate all of you guys' commitment. So my belief, I'm going to give you a little bit about history about me. So I give you a little bit. So I came into the United States in 1973 in Michigan with $200 minus in our pocket. So nothing is impossible. My dad, really big believer that working hard, being honest, taking the best from a country, and have faith. So we're going to do the same thing with the Mooseheads. Is we're going to have a family, we're going to have a culture, and we're going to all have to do it together as one team. It's not about Sam Simon, and I need all the community help to help us out with this. But you will have utmost my support to help you guys there. And then from there, we will do, from a standpoint from my family, we came 1973, but then we grew up in Detroit. Any of you know Detroit area. Very hard, but taught us the right way. My dad, always big believer, bringing the family together, having love. First, the most important thing is love, and really giving back. So you're going to see us working with every one of you guys, how we give back, how we become a good citizen, and how do we do better. I want to make sure Peter, my son Peter, my sport man here, Peter, young age, when he was probably 5 years old, he knew every player from hockey, from golf, from football, and basketball, and he just finished up his sport management in college. So, good young man. You're gonna love Peter. Very warm, very happy. So Peter, you want to say a couple words?
Yeah, just a few words, if I could. So thank you, Dad, and thank you to everyone here in the Halifax community for welcoming my family and I. As my dad said, I've grown up with a deep passion for sports, and I love hockey. I'm looking forward to helping contribute and make everyone proud of the team we all love. It didn't take us long to fall in love with the city of Halifax and the Mooseheads. As we sat with the fans during the games, the passion, energy, and excitement was contagious and something we wanted to be a part of. The beauty and growth in the city is amazing as well. In closing, we are thrilled for this journey together and working with the community, fans, and Mooseheads team to win more championships and have the best fan experience. Go Moose, go! And Lastly, we are grateful for this opportunity in Moose Country. Thank you.
So hopefully when I retire, I can give Peter this pocket here, Bobby. So that's there. You know, again, like I said, this is not my team. It's the community team. It's the Halifax team. I'll do everything my best to be a supporter, be a good steward, and again, we're a family with a unity. We have to have trust with each other, and give me a chance. Bobby had 20 years. I just began, so give me a chance. I'll show you that we will do everything in our power to help the Moosehead win more championships, and we have a great time together, especially our fans. We want to excite them that we will give them something that they deserve, because they're great fans. I think what you guys have when we walk around, Peter and I, the fans is unbelievable. I mean, you have a town that believes in Moosehead. That's what sold us. That's what wanted us to be here. That's what we want to be a part of the community. And really, I won't bore you about my business, because everybody can tell you about their business, but we've been very successfully through the business that I have, just because we're team players. We work together. We're not about I, we're all about we. So bear with me from the beginning. I'm going to have to listen. I want to listen to the fans. I want to listen to the community. I want to listen to the partners. So everyone else, I'm going to be listening so I can help to see what can we do better. So, and I got to tell you, Bobby had a great staff. When we came in here and we met few people, and I told Peter it's going to be much easier, because they are fantastic people, from family members to what they do on the ice, off the ice, in the arenas, in every category. You guys are fantastic, and then I could not ask any better what Bobby have done. So, Bobby, again, you have done a fantastic job, and congratulations on your success. With that, thank you for having us. Thank you for welcoming us as a family, and we won't let you down.
All right, thank you, Sam and Peter, and maybe the first to say we're very excited to see what direction you take this franchise both on and off the ice. And now I'd like to direct everyone's attention to the video screens for a special message to Bob from some people who couldn't be here today.
Hi, Bobby. Happy anniversary. Congratulations on 20 years in Halifax. It's been truly great to be part of the Mooseheads organization. Those 5 years there were some of the best in my life, and helped propel me not only as a hockey player, but also into a career after, with finding my fiance in Halifax and getting an education and into a career. So truly appreciate everything you've done for me, both on and off the ice, and how well you take care of the kids that come through there. It's truly top notch and the best in Canada. So congratulations again. Best of luck for the rest of the season, and hope the boys take home another one.
Hey, Bobby. Just wanted to reach out and congratulate you to owning the team for 20 years. I mean, I had an amazing year there. I loved the organization, and couldn't ask for a better spot to start my journey overseas. So met some great people there, and yeah, just wanted to reach out. Hope everything is fine, and congrats again.
Hey, Bobby. Just wanted to congratulate you on 20 years of being with the Mooseheads. Getting drafted by Halifax was a dream come true for me, and I truly have nothing but good things to say about the entire organization, you know, from top to bottom. I made so many lifelong friends and great relationships in my time there, and yeah, so many great memories, you know, from the practice facility getting built my first year to hosting the Memorial Cup. You know, in my mind, there's no better place to play junior hockey, and you know, none of that would have been possible without you. So thank you for everything, and congratulations.
Hey, Bobby, congrats on 20 years of ownership with the Mooseheads. We've had great success with you on and off the ice. You've had a big impact on a lot of people. Here's to the future. Congrats.
Hey, Bobby, Steve McCauley here. I just want to say congratulations on 20 years as a Mooseheads owner. As a kid that grew up in the area, it was a dream come true when I put that jersey on for the first time. And to cap that off a few months later, with the Memorial Cup with the team I grew up idolizing. It truly was one of the greatest memories that I'll cherish forever. So thank you for everything you've done for the city of Halifax and for the Mooseheads. Cheers.
Hey, Bobby.
Hope all's well. Time flies. Congratulations on an awesome 20 years in Moose Country. Love my time playing there. Wish I could go back. Good luck to the team down the stretch and wish you all the best.
Hey Bobby, it's Bryce Swan here. Just want to congratulate you on 20 years as owner of the best junior hockey franchise in Canada. Some of my best memories in life have came from my 4 years spent as being a member of the Halifax Mooseheads. Congratulations once again for the Memorial Cups and all the success that you've brought to the city and the organization.
Thank you, Bobby.
Take care.
Hey Bobby, it's Zach alongside Teo. Just want to say congratulations, 20 years. It was a privilege. It really was a privilege for me to play in such a great city, and that's thanks to you. We not only got to play, but we got to win, and those are the best memories of my life. I want to say a big thank you and remind you how much of a privilege it was to be a part of your teams. Cheers.
Hey Bobby, just wanted to say congratulations on owning the team for 20 years. Being a Halifax Moosehead are years that I cherish. When I was there, I was taught to be a professional and also taught to be a man, and those are lessons I carry with me, everywhere I go. So I just wanted to say thank you and congratulations.
Hi Bobby, just wanted to reach out and say congratulations on 20 years of being the owner of the Halifax Mooseheads. You've created a lot of fond memories over the years, much like the reverse sweep of the Quebec Ramparts back in 2012. You provided so many opportunities for young players to pursue their educational and professional dreams.
Bob, it's Jared. I just wanted to thank you for my time in Halifax. Super special organization, special to be a part of for the couple years I was there, and can't thank you enough for that. A lot of good memories playing there. It was an honor and a privilege to wear the Moosehead crest night in, night out, and for that I just wanted to thank you and say congrats on 20 years.
Hey Bobby, it's Trey Lewis calling here from New Brunswick. I just wanted to say a quick congratulations on 20 years as the owner of the Halifax Mooseheads. I think it's pretty common knowledge that the Mooseheads are one of the top organizations to play for in Canada across the CHL, and a lot of that credit goes to ownership. So congratulations again.
Hey Bobby, Ryan Seymour from your 2006-2017. This is my daughter Stella, and this is my daughter Scotty, and we just wanted to send a big congratulations on your 20 years of ownership. You turned the Mooseheads into one of the top tier franchises in the CHL, and you deserve a big congratulations for that. I was only with you for 1 year, but some of my fondest memories are from that year in Halifax. So, what do you want to say, guys? 1, 2, 3. Go Mooseheads! Go!
Hey Bobby, Darcy Asher here. I just want to congratulate you on building the best junior hockey organization in the world over the past 20 years. My 4 years in Halifax were a special time in my life. We had some great teams, won a Memorial Cup, and made some lifelong friendships. The lessons I learned while playing for your organization helped me in countless ways throughout my life. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to represent you and the Halifax Mooseheads. It was truly an honor. I look forward to watching Halifax make a run at another championship this spring. Good luck down the stretch, and go get them.
Hey Bobby, Sam Masson here. First of all, congratulations on 20 years as the owner of the Mooseheads. I think your passion and dedication to the game can be felt all the way down to the locker room, and I think that's why it's so special to play in Halifax. Thank you to make playing in Halifax a dream come true for every player there, and thank you for taking so good care of us. So again, merci beaucoup.
Hey Bobby, congrats on owning the Mooseheads for 20 years. It was really special for me to play for you and for the Moose Country for 3 years. I definitely enjoyed spending my time there and winning the championship and the Memorial Cup. Best of luck the rest of your season and many more championships to come.
Congratulations, Bobby Smith, to 20 years of ownership, and thank you for 4 incredible years in Halifax that we got to top off with the Memorial Cup championship. Congratulations again, or as we would say in Germany, herzlichen Glückwunsch!
We'll now ask Bobby and Sam to come up for a photo opportunity. And this concludes today's event. Thank you very much for joining us.
That was great, Brian. Thank you.
Do we do?
All right. There we go. Every 20 years. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Go Moose, go!
And there we have it. Massive announcement. It is Sam Simon of Atlas Oil's Simon's Holding Group coming in as the new majority owner of the Halifax Mooseheads. A new era has begun in Moose Country.
We're going to work as a team,
Amazing
two of us
words.
here.
Oh.
Bobby was one, we're two.
As we have Sam and Bobby on the stage, shaking hands, and Matt's going to have Sam join us in a momentarily. I tell you, the acumen and the resume of Sam Simon is extremely impressive. Sam, we'll grab you right here, my friend. First off, with us here, and Peter, congratulations, Sam Simon, Peter Simon. And Sam, I gotta. You're the American dream. This is personified. You immigrate as a family of 6 when you're 9 years old, 1973, to Michigan, and as you talked about your father, fighting your way and working hard, making things happen. One of the first businesses was Great Lakes Ice. How does it feel to have a part of the family business 50 years after immigrating to America, going back to the ice?
It is just really beautiful because, again, it's the same thing as hockey, as business. You still have to work hard. Really, you have to have best teams. We got to get the best people, best teams, working together and to achieve, again, the dream. So we're excited. We have a lot to learn. We have a lot of work to do. And we have wonderful fans. I gotta tell you, when I was at the arena, the fans was wonderful. Then we have a great staff, good GM, good coaching, and then outstanding players. So we're lucky to be here. And the Halifax has been just fantastic.
One of the questions I have to ask is the Ottawa Senators. It's very high profile that they're also up for sale in the NHL. And I know your name was thrown around with the Pistons in the NBA in the past. The question I have is, what was it that attracted you and the Simon Holdings Group to the Canadian Hockey League and specifically Halifax? Peter's got this one.
Well, I can maybe just add, I've always loved hockey, but I just think junior hockey specifically is very special. I think the friendships that are formed in junior hockey, and then when they go up to the NHL, they still remember the experience that they had with their junior hockey team, and I think all of that, and plus we connected with a great person in Bobby, and not just Bobby, but also the city of Halifax really welcomed us, and everybody's so warm here, everybody's so welcoming, and I think those mix of things, and also being from Detroit, we have the Red Wings nearby, we have the Firebirds nearby, and I just think it was the right time, the right sport, and the right opportunity. So,
especially the players. I mean, when you see young players growing up, and so Peter and I watched the hockey. We can see some of these players when they left from this QMJHL and all stuff. You can see where they are and how much stuff that they have done. So, it's exciting. They're young men. I don't want to call them kids, but they're young men. And our job is to give them every support that we can on the ice and off the ice, because that's going to be very important too. And some of these guys not going to be hockey players, so we got to do our job to make sure they're going to be a good people and whatever success they have, so we can help out.
Well, I can tell you, just in my little research for yourself, Sam, and the Sam and Nada Simon Foundation contributes so much to the military, and as you know, this is a military town. For you to come in here, that will not go unnoticed, and I know the Mooseheads have a strong partnership with Department of National Defense. So you're coming in. I guess the thing to say is congratulations, but the most important thing is to say welcome.
Well, thank you. I'm looking forward to a great time and winning the cup and making sure our fans going to get a great time, with our team here. Peter?
I think I'll just add on that point on the foundation, I think I'll add that we're looking forward to also joining the community. It's equally important for us as a family that we're visible, we're engaged with the team, but also with the community. We want to make sure that we give back, but my mom is very involved with the foundation, and as you did say, we do a lot of work with our armed forces and the police in Michigan, and we're looking forward to working together here with the city of Halifax, seeing what opportunities we can have here, but also making sure that the Mooseheads are not just seen as our team, like my dad said, but it's also the community's team. It really is, and we can't do it without them, and we can't do it without our sponsors, and we can't do it without the amazing staff that we have here. So we're just all excited.
Giving back what we enjoy, not just getting. We like to give back. So thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you, and look forward to getting to know you, your whole family, more as this develops, and best of luck with the purchase.
Go Moose, go!
There it is. Sam and Peter, Simon, guys, thanks again. We're going to bring Bobby in as well. Thanks, guys, again, and folks, as I say, we're gonna get you guys some donaires. I don't know if you know what that is yet, but it's a delicacy here.
I'm looking forward to it. I actually don't, but hey, I'll take you up on that.
All right, we're going to be grabbing some donaires, but we've got to grab Bobby Smith in here as well. Just looking for Bobby, but man, I could tell you the excitement that is with the Simon family. Of course, as I say, 1973, him. And he was 9 years old, immigrated to Michigan, and as a family of 6, you heard him say, under $200 in the minus for them to come here, and now for them to achieve such business acumen to come in and, well, buy the team from Bobby Smith. Bobby, congratulations, my friend. Look, 20 years, majority ownership with this team. 1 Memorial Cup hosted, 1 Memorial Cup won, but all the relationships along the way. I have to ask, what were the emotions going through you when you were watching that video?
Just flooding back to me. All those great kids we had playing for our team, and the guys come in, and as I said, the responsibility we have to
get you up there, brother.
Okay, the responsibility we have to those players when they join our team, we take it very seriously. And it's just been so much joy. You look at our guys who are doing well in the NHL, you look at guys who are doing well in business, look at family men, you look at some of our players up there with their young kids. I mean, it's just been too much fun.
Bobby, the Bobby Smith Trophy is in the Ontario Hockey League for not just athletic, but academic achievement. That is a massive legacy for you in the OHL. When you look at the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, you were a massive voice for the maritime teams and a massive voice for the league moving forward. What will be your legacy in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League if you were to put a bow on it?
Well, for me, it's having a great organization. And I've talked to colleagues across Canada, and a different team wins Memorial Cup every year. But when you have a great organization, and when teams who are as passionate about junior hockey as I am say we'd like our team to be like the Mooseheads, I mean that's the thing. I mean the people who work for us, we have no turnover. They love working here. Our players, come and play and love it and understand the commitment we have to them. But I think for me it's the organization that we've built. Sam Simon appreciates that. He's going to build on it, and I'm excited to see it.
75, you joined the 67s. Now, here almost 50 years later, you are maybe taking a step away from hockey. What are you going to do to fill the time, Bob?
Well, you know what? I've been so consumed with the process and the purchase over the last couple of months. But you're right. Since I was 17 years old, junior hockey or the NHL has been my life. It's going to be strange. There's no question about it. I'm going to stay on and have some involvement with the Mooseheads, but face it, last week I was making decisions. Next week I'm making suggestions. There's a big difference.
Well, Bobby, I guess as you're no longer the majority owner, I guess it's not a breach of any type of media protocol. I've got here 91, 92 Upper Deck, and Bobby, if you would, my friend, put a signature on that, because as someone that was born in Cape Breton. You made it very easy for us to cheer for you as a pro. And look, my mom has been blowing up my Facebook message to say, you got to let Bobby know you're related to him. So anyways, I could tell you a bit more about that, but what you have done in revolutionizing and taking over the Mooseheads from 2003 to a 20-year legacy for the Mooseheads and raising the bar for the CHL, the Memorial Cup, has made a massive impact on the landscape of hockey coast to coast. So Bobby, congratulations on everything over these 20 years and over the whole body of work, my friend. And if you wouldn't mind.
Be my pleasure, and thanks for the kind words.
Thank you, Bobby. So Bobby Smith, get that 91, 92. What do you think you're saying to him on that face-off, Bobby?
Not saying much. It's Dave Tippett, and he looks as intense as I am. So that's I was a good face-off man at that point.
Bobby, congratulations. We'll see you around the rink still, but best of luck in everything moving forward.
Thank you.
All right, Bobby Smith, and 20 years, the majority owner of the Halifax Mooseheads, and so much accomplished over that time, and now moving forward, it is now the Simon Sports Group era for Moose Country. That's going to do it for our coverage here at the Nova Center. Oh, no. Ben. Oh, my goodness gracious. We got ourselves Mike Savage.
How you doing?
Coming in. I'm good. My God. Now, Sam Simon coming in. Again, you talk about Halifax being an international city that attracts the best. How do you feel about Sam Simon being now the principal, or the majority owner of the Mooseheads?
Well, I think he's going to do a great job. Now, first of all, Bobby Smith's done a great job. So, you know, as a kid growing up in the 70s, watching hockey, and then the 80s when he went to Montreal, it was exciting for me when Bobby took the team 20 years ago. And he's done a great thing with it, right? Guys like Cammy and Brian and Travis, like they've run this franchise well. But, you know, he's going to sell. So I get that. And the Mooseheads are pretty valuable right now, coming off the World Juniors, a good season ticket base. So if you're going to sell, and I know that Bobby wouldn't have sold to just anybody, he didn't need to sell. And I know from talking to him that when he met Sam the Simon, that it was like, this guy's pretty good. And I know he's going to invest in the team. I had a chance to spend some time with him yesterday, so I think he's going to be really good for the team.
When you're looking at infrastructure moving forward, what kind of things do you think we could see with Sam Simon leading the charge maybe at the Scotiabank Centre?
Well, he's told me, you know, just in a conversation, some of the things he wants to do. I'll let him announce that stuff. But I think you're going to see an upgrade in a lot of different ways. He's certainly not afraid to, and his son, Peter, who's obviously going to be very involved in the team. I think you're going to see major investments. And the Mooseheads are really such a part of this community, right? And, you know, the success they've had, they're really a model junior franchise. And when you look in the NHL now and you see guys like, you know, Heischer and, of course, Nate, and you know, Ehlers and Timo Meier, the hottest guy in the NHL right now. These guys all played in Halifax. But more than that, it's the guys that I know, the Brad Kuzners, the guys who were third line, fourth line guys, energy guys, good hockey players, but you know, they got their education paid for. They were well taken care of. They had great billets in the city. So they're really ingrained into the fabric of this community in a very, very significant way. And so I really appreciate what Bobby's done for the team, and I know there'll be great things coming down the road with Sam Simon.
Well, and there could be great things coming down the road for the Mooseheads playoffs. Are you excited for another potentially deep run for the Halifax Mooseheads here in this city?
Yeah, this is a team that's exciting to watch. Like, they score a lot of goals, right? So if they can keep a few pucks out of the net, if they can keep their key players on the ice, you know, losing Zachary Leroux is a tough thing. He's been suspended a few times. But I think they have the potential. And they're exciting, right? So I think the place is going to go crazy. Moose Country will be on fire in the playoffs, and they certainly have the potential to go on a run. They've got some great players, well coached, well managed. So yeah, I think it's going to be fun. What's your prediction?
Oh man, I'm very excited to hopefully be going to the rink deep into May.
Well, you're the expert.
Well, hopefully.
You're the expert. I'll take your word for it. Well, I'll take that as a guarantee.
All right.
Guaranteed by Mavs. We're going to the Memorial Cup.
Joe Namath style guarantee from
all right.
Mavs and Mike.
Great to see you again.
Great to see you as well, my friend. Always a pleasure.
Thanks, Eastlink.
All right. Mike Savage here, mayor of the HRM. And I believe that is going to do it for us. Great to have Mike hop on for a second as well. Thanks again for joining us here on Eastlink Community TV as well, the YouTube stream. We appreciate you tuning in this morning for an absolute historic announcement from downtown Halifax. As we say, the new era. The Simon Holdings Group is now the head of Moose Country, and we can't wait to see how that heart just keeps beating into this new style of hockey. Thanks for watching right here on Eastlink Community TV.